GameStop, the gift that keeps on giving. I have a very complicated relationship with it, okay? We used to, stay in touch for a little bit, but after we moved away from each other, we had a little bit of some complications. Our just love kind of faded away after a little while. Now we barely talk anymore. It's kind of getting sad.
Like, GameStop, why would you return my messages? Why won't you call me back? It's like...
But jokes aside, GameStop is once again coming under fire. For what exactly? Well, it's their prices. Who would have thought that? Of course it's their prices. They've been coming under fire for a long time, specifically for that reason. Before we get too deep in today's subject, I'd like to say that Card Prison, once again, is 15% off for Black Friday and pretty much throughout the whole entire holiday. So if you guys do want to get yourself a Card Prison binder, it comes in both black and white, very luxurious. It holds both top-loaded and regular sleeved cards, metal zipper throughout the whole entire thing. If you want to get yourself a Card Prison binder for 15% off for a limited time, go to the description down below or the pinned comment. So we have an Instagram post by Shakadio saying GameStop is under fire for pricing Pokemon products at resale prices during holiday season. Now, Opossum Bud, one of my good friends, also made a video about this. His video is going to be down in the description. He's very well spoken, brings up a lot of good points in his videos. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, to be honest. He inspired me heavily, so shout out to him. So GameStop priced the Charizard UPC for just under $200, $199.99 to be exact, because that 1 cent makes a big difference. Now, the MSRP for this box, what it's supposed to be sold for, is $120. Granted, these stores don't have to abide by MSRP in any way, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. Target, Walmart, GameStop, all these stores, they could price the products however they want, okay? There is no legally binding contract with Pokemon that says they need to sell that product for said amount. But for the longest time, these stores stayed true to that arbitrary number, MSRP, and they didn't really deviate too much from that. Walmart, Target, if something was MSRP, they kept it at MSRP, usually, maybe give or take a few dollars. And GameStop was also like that for many, many years since its conception. But something changed over the last few years where they started upcharging Pokemon products like sometimes 20, 30, 40%. The infamous case was when GameStop and Leonhard did a video together, and this was at, when prices weren't that bad, but they were selling a Silver Tempest ETB, which at the time was like $35, $40 for like $85, or like a Pikachu and Zekrom gold premium collection box, I forgot what it's called, for like $100 and something, which was just absolutely insane. So at some point, GameStop, for whatever reason, decided that they are going to completely forego this idea of MSRP for some reason. Now, granted, they have priced other products for close to MSRP, so, it's not like everything is completely in the gutter or anything. However, nowadays, it really does seem that practically the majority of all products they're selling is at market price. But even take the Charizard UPC, for example, it ain't even $200 on the market. If you guys don't know, the Charizard UPC is going for like $170, $180. They're not even matching market, which is just so weird. Like, why is GameStop having such a big problem with their margins, okay? Are they just not profiting at all? Are they supplying these Charizard boxes from secondary markets like eBay, or some random guy who scalped some Charizard UPC boxes from Target or Walmart or some shit like that, since Target and Walmart still sell for MSRP. So what are they doing? Are they just buying shit from scalpers? Because if they truly are getting the same amount of allocations, same amount of, Pokemon boxes from their distributors, then I just think this is just an absolutely weird and shitty thing to do. Maybe they're trying to capitalize on the massive amounts of hype, but it's just so weird and a little bit out of character too, especially, okay, when they try to portray themselves as this holier than thou store, like they're so against scalping. I kid you not, all the time, I see GameStop's Instagram account commenting on videos of scalping, saying, ho ho, this is absolutely disgusting, this is horrendous. Brother, you're practically doing the same shit. In fact, you're doing more. You're upcharging more than scalpers. Take the Charizard UPC example. You're upcharging $20 more than freaking a lot of these scalpers. So what does that make you, GameStop? Are you implying that you yourself is a scalper? At this point, listen, they could do whatever they want. I'm not saying they can't make money. Capitalist society, raw America, don't give a shit. Fine. I'm not saying to take their rights away or anything. Obviously, are they one-to-one to scalpers? No, obviously there's some differences. There's some overhead costs. They have employees, unlike scalpers, who just simply go to a store, clean off the shelves, and sell it on the secondary, third dairy, whatever fucking dairy market. Okay, so obviously they're not one-to-one, and I'm not saying that because if I did, that would make any sort of LGS or LCS automatically a scalper too. I think it's just a little bit shitty and very, very weird. Maybe I don't understand the full entire picture. Are they really struggling that much? Can they really not get anything from distros or from Pokemon themselves? I am unsure. Okay, now for like a regular LGS or LCS, I could understand why they would need to price a Charizard UPC box for, let's say, market value, because ultimately they have to make some sort of money to still keep their business alive. There are some LGSs and LCSs who go overboard and who like double, triple, quadruple the prices on their product when they don't have to. They get greedy. I understand that. I don't support that, but it makes a little bit more sense that a lot of these standalone businesses have to do that. But GameStop, really? A multi-billion-dollar company is pricing its product at a more unreasonable price than the LCS down the street who barely can turn on its lights? Like, how does that make sense? Either there's some crazy mismanagement going on, either they barely can source any Pokemon products from distros, or they're simply greedy, okay? That seems to be kind of the track record. But at the very bare minimum, I just heavily dislike GameStop's persona, being this white knight, this savior of the Pokemon community. Scalping is really, really bad. But also, buy my UPC boxes, which are $20 over, market price. Again, are there one-to-one copy of scalpers? No, there's a lot of different factors that go into that. But at the very least, I can understand or grasp a little bit why a scalper is doing the shit that he's doing. But GameStop, again, it makes no absolute sense to me. I hold them to a much higher standard than some millennial living in his mom's basement trying to scalp product from Target and Walmart, okay? And the fact that they're being outperformed by that freaking guy in his mom's basement doesn't make quite a lot of sense to me. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about. Hope you guys have a fantastic, amazing day. And I'll see you later, weeps.
せーのでもそんなんじゃダメもうそんなんじゃほら心は進化する